Hi, this is my project on the biofuel ethanol, and the title is Fueling the Future. So, to start off, what is ethanol? So, ethanol is a type of biofuel that comes mainly from plants. In the US, it's mostly made of while countries like Brazil use sugarcane. These crops are grown on large scale farms using machine irrigation and fertilizer. They're ideal for ethanol production because they grow so quickly and are packed with starch or sugar, which is exactly what you need to make this kind of fuel. Ethanol itself is basically a type of alcohol and is often blended with gasoline to power vehicles more cleanly. And so the production process is so making ethanol starts with breaking down the plant material. First, corn or sugar cane, whatever it is grounded up and mixed with water. Then enzymes are added to convert the starches into sugar, which is usually glucose. Next, yeast is introduced. So this feeds onto the sugar and produces ethanol and carbon dioxide through fermentation, kind of how like bread rises or beer is brewed. And after that, the mixture is heated to separate out the ethanol through distillation. And the final product is like clean ethanol, which can be ready to use as a fuel. These are the steps I've drawn out. And then for the development status, ethanol isn't just like an idea for the future, it's like already being used. In fact, most gas sold in the US contains at least 10% ethanol, which is called E10. Some cars known as flex fuel vehicles can run on E85, which is 85% ethanol and 15% just gasoline. These cars are designed to handle high ethanol blends, and over 98% of gasoline in the country contains some amount of ethanol, and it's a huge part of our current fuel supply, and it's growing worldwide. And then so for the carbon impact, one of ethanol's biggest advantages is that it's much cleaner than regular gasoline. The plants used to make it, like corn or sugarcane, absorb carbon dioxide from the air as they grow. This helps cancel out some of the emissions, obviously not all, but some of the emission, which can be beneficial. And on average, using ethanol produces about 20-30% fewer greenhouse gases than gasoline over its full cycle. So even though it's not perfect, it's a step towards cleaner transportation. And so for economic impact, ethanol also plays a big role in the economy. It supports jobs in farming, production, and transportation. It reduces how much oil we have to import, which is great for national energy security, but it's not without concerns. Using food crops like corn to make fuel can raise prices for those crops, which can hit low-income communities the hardest. So while ethanol helps the community in many ways, it also brings up tough questions about food versus fuel. And this chart right here shows US ethanol's export have grown over the past decade. Canada has consistently been the largest importer, but other countries like Brazil, the EU, and the UK also import a significant amount. And this variety of importing nations shows how ethanol is becoming a global fuel. And for public communication, the US Department of Energy works hard to promote ethanol and help people understand its benefit. Through programs like Clean Cities, they team up with local groups to reduce petroleum use. They also use fuel labels, ad, and educational campaigns to spread the word. People can even use government websites to find the ethanol stations near them. And so finally, for my analysis and vision, personally, I think ethanol is a short-term solution. It's already part of our fuel system. It reduces emission and it supports jobs. But long-term, we need to move beyond using food crops. If I had unlimited funding, I would invest in second-generation ethanol, fuel made from waste materials or algae instead of corn. I would also build more E85 fuel stations so more people can actually use high ethanol blends. And these are my sources. Thank you for watching my presentation.